Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is a solo hammock camping trip in the rain. So as you can see, it is raining. It is kind of raining off and on, and it's forecasted to rain all day and overnight. So hopefully that comes true and we actually get the rain all night. So what I've got here is my hammock set up. I've got my underquilt underneath. I've got my top quilt already inside. Now, the tarp configuration right now, I went ahead and left the front open, so as you can see, it's pitched straight, kind of on an angle. And then I guide out down here so it won't pool up on top. So basically the rain's gonna run down and drip off of the tarp. Now, one important thing, I will not be collecting water off of my tarp. I never, ever, ever do, because of two main reasons. One is waterproofing chemicals. There are chemicals that do leach off of the tarp and go into the water over time. And two is bird crap. Okay, so I never collect water off my tarps or tents because birds crap on it, all kinds of stuff up there, and it's nasty stuff. So I do have a lake. I can see it through the trees off in the distance, about 200 yards. I'll be collecting my water from there, bringing it back up here, and then processing it that way. Also, I would like to mention that I am pitched up high off the ground. The temperatures right now are 2 degrees Celsius. It's supposed to go down to -6, but with my underquilt and overquilt system in this hammock setup, it's actually rated for -20 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to be plenty warm, and I'll most likely be kicking my top quilt off of me later on this evening because it's going to be very, very hot. So with all that out of the way, I do need to go and collect water, as I was just saying, and then get my cooking area kind of set up, and then I'm actually going to have to take my saw and go and collect some firewood and make an outdoor fire pit in front of the tarp and cook up some coffee because I definitely need a coffee right away. So I'm going to get my kettle, head down to the lake, and grab some water. All right, guys, I got my hot cup of coffee made, and it is awesome. Every time I make coffee with the mocha pot, I'm very, very happy, guys. So, hot coffee on a nice cloudy, windy, rainy day is the perfect thing to do when you're outdoors enjoying a little bit of wind, a little bit of rain, and whatnot. But I'm going to enjoy my coffee, and then I'm actually going to use some of the water out of my kettle. And I have vegetables in my pack. So I brought vegetables for dinner because I'm going to be doing a ramen dish. But sitting here enjoying a hot coffee, I actually am in the mood for soup. So I didn't bring any soup, but I can use some ingredients in my pack and some water and a little bit of flavor seasoning to add to it to make a nice brothy soup. So that's what I'm going to be doing in a few minutes. I'm going to finish my coffee, make up a soup, and then right after that it's going to be time to collect firewood because it is going to be dark soon. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm looking up at the sky there, and there are some very large dark clouds coming in, so I would really like to get my firewood collected before the rain comes back, if it comes back, and then I can at least put it underneath the tarp and process it slowly throughout the day and have it ready for the evening. So I'm going to finish up my coffee, start on my soup, enjoy that, and then it's going to be firewood collection time. Alright guys, soup is ready, and I gotta say this smells absolutely amazing. So what I've got in here, I have mushroom, yellow onion, green onion, carrot. At the very end I added cracked black peppercorn and garlic. So this is going to be a really, really good soup, plus the seasoning packet out of a pack of ramen. So let's give this a go. Oh yeah, 2 thumbs up on that. Wow. Awesome. Oh yeah, definitely good idea with the soup. So I'm going to enjoy my soup, relax, and the rain still hasn't come back. I'm actually quite surprised by that. So who knows? Maybe it might not rain. Maybe it will. We'll have to wait and see. But I do have to get to work very, very soon collecting firewood. So I want to try and eat this as quick as possible. Enjoy it. Enjoy the nice cool air. And then it's going to be grab the saw and get some firewood and get some work done. Alright guys, the fire is going and it's going really nicely. I'm being very, very cautious of those rocks though because I don't totally trust them. So I did go ahead and line all the wet pieces of wood around the fire, so those will dry out really nicely. And it is starting to get dark out. It's been quite a while. There's a lot of work trying to find some firewood, get it prepped, get all the birch bark, get everything together. So it is almost supper time. Now, like I was saying earlier, supper is going to be a lot like lunch. So what I've got is I have the leftover vegetables that I brought for supper that I use for my lunch. So I have some carrot, yellow onion, green onion, and then I got my other pack of ramen. So the noodles are going to go in this. So it's going to be a ramen dish with a twist because this time I actually brought beef jerky. So I'm going to be adding in small strips of beef jerky to get that to come back to life. So I'll have some beef and ramen. So it'll be really good. I'm really looking forward to it too because I am actually starting to get hungry. It's been a while. Like I said, there's a lot of work going around getting all the wood and getting everything sourced and kind of get it together and then get the fire going. It's been a little while, so I am starting to get hungry again. And I want to get cooking and get this done before it's dark because I don't like fumbling around in the dark, losing things like your forks and knives and whatnot. So I like to keep everything organized and just that way it's a little bit easier that way. So I'm going to get started cutting up my vegetables, get that back in the pot again. I'm going to be cooking in this again. So I'll get everything in the pot and then I'll probably try and put the pot in the fire to save some of my my isobutane for the morning for coffee. So I think that'll probably be a good idea. I got a nice little spot down here where it'll fit. So I'm going to get everything cut up, get it back into the pot, get it in the fire, and start cooking supper. All right, supper is ready and it looks awesome. Got some really big fat chunks of beef jerky in here. I'm gonna start off with one of those. Ho 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 ho. Mm-hmm. That is literally like roast beef. Unreal. So somebody actually suggested that I put beef jerky in my ramen. And I used to do it years ago, and I slowly stopped doing it because I usually cook with whole foods and I really like tasting those ingredients. But that beef jerky, after not having it like that in my ramen for years, is absolutely amazing. Really, really good. Wow, and it came back super supple too. Mmm. Oh my. Get that with an onion. Mmm. That is literally like fresh cooked steak and onions right out of a cast iron pan. Okay guys, I got the tarp completely closed and ready for nighttime. I'm basically just going to hang out in front of the fire for the evening. I'm going to shut the light off, shut the camera off, enjoy the fire. I just loaded it up with more wood. It is very, very nice and warm. And then it's going to be crawl in the hammock and watch a movie and then go to sleep. So just wanted to let you guys know everything is cleaned up, everything's looking good. And one thing, when you're picking a tarp for going out in the rain, so I specifically chose this tarp today. If you're going out in the rain, try and get a tarp that has adjusters on the guy line. So on the tarp, I don't even have to get out of the tarp or out of the hammock to tension up the tarp. I can simply reach under and pull on the cord and tension out the tarp. So there's one thing I do want to mention, because if it does rain and I do have to tension up the tarp, I can do that from inside. I don't have to get out. I can actually just reach under, tension it, and then done. No problem. So that's a little tip. But anyways, I'm going to chill out here for the night. I'm going to shut that off, shut the camera off, enjoy the fire, and then it's going to be in the hammock. So I'll catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. It is a beautiful, quiet morning out here in this forest. Let's talk about last night. So last night when I was laying here in the hammock, I was absolutely warm all night. It didn't rain at all. However, on the tarp, you remember that there was raindrops on there from yesterday. Last night the moon came out and it was so bright that I could see my fingers and everything inside of the hammock. I mean, I can hold my hand in front of my face and see it just like I can right now. Now the thing with that is the moon was hitting those raindrops on the tarp last night. It looked so awesome inside of there. I can't really explain it. It was just clear definition of raindrops. It just looked really, really cool with the moon shining through. So I've been up for a while now. When I woke up, I grabbed my kettle, I went down to the lake, I cracked through a very thin layer of ice, I got some water, came back up to camp, got the fire going, which was really needed because it is cold out, minus 10 Celsius right now. So that fire's going, and then I got my coffee on the go, and that's exactly where I'm at right now, enjoying coffee in the hammock. So I gotta say, pretty nice area and very, very, very quiet. So for breakfast this morning, keeping it very, very simple today, coffee crisp chocolate bar. So that is breakfast. That's all I'm gonna need. I'm basically gonna be snacking on this and finish up my coffee and then pack up my whole hammock setup. Now the bonus with hammock camping, at least for me, my underquilt and my top quilt pack down extremely small. The hammock packs down very, very small, and so does the tarp. So I can leave my underquilt and my top quilt attached to the hammock and take my entire hammock and unclick it from the straps and then jam the whole thing down into the bottom of my pack. And then I can follow that with the tarp. So I don't have to put anything back in a stuff sack at all. I just cram it inside of the backpack and then I add my other items like my pot, my canister stove, my kettle on top of that, and then quickly cinch up the backpack, and then all this down is going to expand and fill the voids of that pack, giving a nice round form. My loadout for this trip, I want to say, is probably in the 15-pound range. 12 to 15 pounds, not very heavy at all. Very, very lightweight considering what I usually do. I usually have a hot tent, a stove, and a whole bunch of other gear, but this trip being in this rocky area, it's very, very rocky terrain. It is a fairly far hike in here. I had to come around the mouth of a lake, and then I came up on this hill, and this big rock over here is what caught my eye. And then I came over, and very, very nice area. So that's the plan for this morning. I'm gonna snack on my coffee crisp, and just kind of relax and pack up the hammock and probably put out the fire and hit the trail shortly after that. Alright guys, there you have it. The whole pack is ready to go. I put my wax canvas roll on the outside as well as my saw case on the outside. And then I put all my hard goods up top. So up top I got like my spoon, my mocha pot, my coffee, my fire steel, all that stuff. And then everything else inside, you can see how mushy that is. That's the down starting to expand. And it makes for a very, very nice round formed pack. And like I said, the loadout for this is probably about 15 pounds, not very heavy at all, and very, very happy with it for hiking long distances, especially in this rocky wooded terrain. Very, very easy, very nice loadout. So if you guys have any questions at all, drop it down in the comment section, and I thank everyone for watching. It's always a pleasure hearing back from you guys, your comments and your questions and whatnot. But for now, I've got to get that fire put out completely because it is still smoldering a little bit. And then it's going to be get the backpack on and head out. I had a really great time, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.